If you are a pageant fan and you stay remotely updated about the things that happen in the pageant world, you will know that for the past couple of days, Miss Grand Myanmar has been the talk of the town. This girl went from being one of the fan favorites to win the crown of Miss Grand International to being perhaps one of the biggest disgraces in the pageant world in recent history. And I know those might seem like harsh words, but bear with me as there is a lot to this story, and today I'm here to deliver to you all the tea. Well, I'm drinking coffee, but you get the point. So let's summarize things and make it very simple for you. Miss Grand Myanmar managed to end up as the second runner-up during the finals of Miss Grand International, which in my opinion is an incredible placement if you ask me, but that's just me. And right after she was announced, it was clear that she was unhappy with the outcome of the competition. She was expecting to be the winner by all means, and she made it very clear from the first moment that she was expecting nothing less than the biggest crown. Well, you and I know that that's not what happened, and as soon as the cameras cut during the live finale, Miss Myanmar, my girl, lost her. She was seen crying on stage while the photos for the finalists were being taken, and later on she was rushed out of the stage by her national director. Now I'ma just pause right there and acknowledge a couple of things. First of all, this is a very young woman, only 18 years old, and the first thing that I want to say is that I don't want this video to come across as me bashing an 18 years old for maybe not being so emotionally mature. Get that? Not being emotionally mature enough to accept the outcome of the competition. But at the same time, she is the perfect example of how there were so many red flags leading up to this moment, and very few people were able to catch on to them. A couple of days ago, I made my final predictions for Miss Grand International, where I talked about her and I did place her indeed as one of the fan favorites to win the crown. However, I did leave an open question for the audience asking if they believe that at such a young age, only 18 years old, she had what it takes to handle the pressure of the Miss Grand International title and responsibilities. The answer was clear and heavy in the comment sections as all of the fans came to her defense, saying that she is a very accomplished woman, for she's been working since she was a child, and even a lot of people were criticizing me and bashing me for even insinuating that she didn't have what it takes. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the perfect example of how sometimes fandoms can get a little delulu and not see the reality that's in front of them because they're blinded by passion. Today I'm not here to ask you a question, I'm here to give you a statement. She did not have what it takes to handle the pressure or the title of Miss Grand International. But another thing that I want people to understand is that this type of situations rarely happen just by themselves. We can not only have Miss Myanmar as the only accountable person in this entire scenario, as we also know that the national director of Miss Grand Myanmar also had a huge part in this incident. The moment that the show was done, she was yanked off the stage, her crown was removed from her head alongside her sash, and she was basically rushed out. While she was displaying some sort of dramatic behavior, fainting, crying, and asking for help, the national director and his team also showcased a lot of unprofessional behavior in front of not only the MGI organization but also all of the other delegates. There were dozens of contestants in this year's edition of Miss Grand International, and for you to end up as the third amongst more than 70 contestants and still not be grateful is just beyond me. A part of me feels like, and I'm gonna say this is all alleged because I don't know the national director, I don't know anyone from the team, I don't know her personally, but I feel like the only way that an 18 years old can have this sense of entitlement, this security that she is going to 110% obtain the biggest title, is that if the entire team behind her is whispering in her ear, telling her that she is the one and that she's going to get it and that there is no other way around it. And that by itself is a major problem. Whenever you prepare for an international competition, you have to prepare to win just as much as you have to prepare to lose. That is part of the journey. That is part of the growth. That is part of the experience. For you to learn how to work hard for your goals and celebrate your victories, but also how to be happy and be able to clap for others while they are being successful and while they're being acknowledged. To be quite honest, the finals of Miss Grand International, after the crowning was announced, that was Miss India's moment. There was absolutely no reason why Myanmar or the national director or anyone from the team should have taken that moment from her. Miss Myanmar was not the only one acting up as the drama continued on social media. The national director went right to his Facebook account to announce that it was over, and ultimately both the national director and Miss Myanmar went on different lives where they talked about the reasons why they acted the way they did and the motivations behind such actions. She explained that she had expectations of winning not only the biggest crown of the night but also the best national costume, the popular vote, and other categories during the pageant, while the national director was explaining his frustrations for putting so much work into this journey and only being able to reach the second runner-up position. Listen, zoom in, let's talk, because did she think she was competing alone? Did she think she was the only one putting in the work? Practicing, rehearsing, paying for things, flying all over the world, working with teams of people to make this happen? Man, Miss Grand International requires a lot of preparation because it's an entertainment pageant. The girls have to get creative in order to stand out. They have to go outside of the box of pageantry to come up with creative gowns, with things that will catch people's attention. This is not just about your advocacy and about being the prettiest girl. You have to be an entertaining, basically, to be a Miss Grand International. So to think for just one moment that you were the only one who stood a chance to win that crown is just giving the Lulu behavior. It's the Lulu. And in this case, it's not the Solulu. The drama keeps getting worse as ever since those live happens. Multiple videos of the national director, very intimate videos, have resurfaced on x.com. So I had no choice but to go and check them out for research purpose only. At the end of the day, a decision was made and both the national director and Miss Grand Myanmar decided to give back the titles and that she wouldn't fulfill her duties as a second runner-up. I know, in most international pageants, second runner-up doesn't get you much in terms of activities or, rewards or special awards. But in Miss Grand International, the girls get to stay in Thailand for a couple of weeks, they get to do a media tour, they get to travel internationally as well. So this was not like an empty victory for Myanmar. She was actually going to get things in return. Now, the positive thing is that at least by backing out, someone else will have access to that position. Someone who is in the top 10, who should have been in the top 5, will hopefully have access to that position. Personally, I hope that it is Miss Spain or Miss Dominican Republic because I think both of them earned it in their own right and not because of their entitlement. This entire fiasco is, in my opinion, without a question, the death of Miss Myanmar's pageant career. I mean, to have so much entitlement, so many character flaws, and to be so unlikable just because you thought that you are the only one who can make it and who can get this title is just beyond me. That's crazy. And the worst part, as I told you, is that this girl is only 18 years old, so probably, most likely, at least I hope, in a couple of years, she will have some sort of like personal growth or spiritual growth or anything of the sort, and she'll be able to realize the big mistake that she has done. Not only she has made herself look like a fool in front of the world, but simultaneously she has ashamed her country. We are supposed to go there to show what the country has to offer, the cultural, the heritage, the values. You literally are an ambassador of the country in front of the world. You don't go there to ridiculize yourself and the people who are supporting you. That's not acceptable. And as much talent and as much potential as this girl has, because we have to give it to her, she gave an excellent performance from beginning to end, which ended up earning her the spot within the top 3. I cannot think of a single pageant organization who would like to associate themselves with someone like that. Things got a little bit worse recently as there are now rumors that Nawat not only revoked the franchise of Miss Grand Myanmar from the national director, but also that he has permanently banned Myanmar from competing at Miss Grand International. This is a perfect example of what I'm telling you. Sometimes your action, you need to remove yourself from the equation and remember that you are not there representing yourself. The sash doesn't say your name, it's your country's name. So if you act a fool, you will win stupid prizes. And that's exactly what happened here with Miss Grand Myanmar, unfortunately. To the people of Myanmar who saw all of this from the sides and who don't align with this type of behaviors, I'm really sorry because this is going to take a toll on Myanmar's pageantry. I hope that you're able to bounce back, keep on looking for quality delegates who really want to represent the country abroad in a meaningful and significant way. And please, let's stay away from national directors and pageant girls with a big ego and a sense of entitlement bigger than the crown that they're trying to win. Alright, so there you go. Thanks for watching.